Today on V8 Extra, we deliver your final bumper instalment of V8 Supercars for 2012 with a special 1-hour season finale. We catch up with the champ, Jamie Whincup, to reflect on title number 4. Rihanna Crean hot laps the red carpet at the annual Gala Awards ceremony. Mark Larkham chats with two of the legends of the sport, team owners Ross and Jimmy Stone. And we introduce the people behind the Erebus Racing AMG 2013 V8 Supercar campaign. That's all ahead on this special final edition of V8 Extra.
Hi everybody and welcome to our final V8 Extra for 2012. Great to have your company today. And today we're at Team Vodafone, 888 Race Engineering, and these guys have got a lot of work ahead of them because by the time we see the cars publicly next, they'll be in Red Bull colours and all new cars. Well, our 30 races have been run. Australia, New Zealand and the United Arab Emirates. It's been an incredible season. High drama, politics, some great racing and all the usual stuff that V8 supercars deliver. And let's start by going to the end, races 29 and 30, the Sydney Telstra 500.
Tim Slade, first time he's been on pole position, and Whincup somehow threads the needle.
Crunch and gears into the wall. Oh, you're kidding me. He's managed to get the medical car.
Bad news for Will Davison. He has tapped the wall and he's broken his steering.
Not much room here. Ingle and Courtney are in the fence. Teammates. Soul's coming off that boot. The Frenchman is suffering big time. So, locked the rears, made a mistake, a critical error. Slade down the inside. Looks like he might grab him here.
Lowndes is going to clock up his 89th career win and become the first multiple winner on the streets of Sydney Olympic Park. Blue versus red, Ford versus Holden. And a look at James Moffat. He's done a Jamie Whincup, but he didn't get away with it.
Here comes Davison, battle on for the lead here. Got him. Greg Murphy with a little door kick.
And after 20 years of V8 supercar racing between Ford and Holden, the Blue Oval salutes on the final day. But here comes our 2012 champion. You're looking at a modern day great of this game.
Nice job, Craig Lowndes winning on Saturday. Then Will Davison taking the final race of the current era. Congratulations to him and the guys at Ford Performance Racing. Let's have a look at the final championship point scenario. Jamie Whincup, our champion, as you all well know. The margin in the end, 339 points over his teammate Craig Lowndes, 1-2 for the second year in succession. Tim Slade, best of the rest, nice performance, 5th placing in the Lucky 7 Racing Falcon, good job. And James Courtney, strong run in Sydney, gets inside the top 10. The season summary is pretty interesting as well. Let's have a look at this one. You can see that Jamie grabbed 12 wins along the way, Will Davison with 8, Lowndes with 7 and Mark Winterbottom 3. 2 teams, 4 drivers getting all the winning done. Over on the qualifying side of the table, Will Davison grabs the Armour All pole position, 8 of those for 2012 from Jamie Whincup with 7, and Will grabs the 20 grand along the way. Well, on the Monday night after the event, we all jumped into Sydney to the Star for the annual V8 Supercar Gala Awards, and I caught up with the boys backstage.
Started very well, and I thought this was looking like a very good year, but 888 stood up. You know, both drivers, Jamie and Craig, really stood up, and one weekend I could beat one, but I couldn't beat them both, and those race wins went begging. But you know, we did a fantastic job. I'm proud of my guys at FPR. We need to work harder. We need to work a little bit better to find that 1%, and who knows, next year we may come closer.
Got a peak high-five moment.
The 1-2 at Perth, passing Jamie on the last lap, 2 corners to go. I didn't win the race, but to see the celebration and the boys' faces when I come in and to do a 1-2, that was pretty special. And obviously Hamilton as well, holding on to the last lap, mirrors flying off everywhere, Jamie attacking. He's one of the best passers in the category, and to fight him off, show your aggression, yeah, that was a pretty proud moment too.
look, we had a hell of a comeback really for us. You know, we had our ups and downs. And I think Tasmania really at the beginning of the year really hurt me a lot because, you know, the championship was so close. The cars are so reliable, so fast. It's hard to claw those points back. So, you know, we managed to get back into the hunt again. But really, all in all, you know, to finish second, I'm actually more satisfied this year than I was last year. Well, I think Queensland Raceway, I think again, we come away from there with a clean sweep, which is very hard to do at this current era. But to be able to do that, to win the 500, which, you know, I love the 500, I love Bathurst, I love that. To win it with Luffy, you know, a great mate, and of course to see his emotions, his first ever victory in a V8 supercar, and of course you think back and you go, geez, yeah, like that was those moments, and for me, I think that was the highlights of the year.
Every year gets more and more competitive as we refine this latest car. But hey, no bigger than Bathurst this year. It was on for young and old. Big thanks to PD. He did an unbelievably good job being a retired motorsport legend. And as I said up there before, you know, big Davey Reynolds, I was sure he was going to lunge me and take me out. So he didn't do that, which is pretty cool.
Great job, PD. Paul Dumbrell picking up a win with Jamie Whincup at Bathurst. Let's have a look at some of our other winners from the Gala Awards dinner. And Tony Cochrane, as you can see, grabbed the Hall of Fame inductee position. Congratulations, TC. Event of the year, the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000. These guys here at Team Vodafone, Best Presented Award. Holden, the Manufacturer of the Year. Most Improved, Davey Reynolds and his guys. And the Barry Sheen Medal, Mark Winterbottom and the boys from Orcon FPR. We're going to take a break now on V8 Extra. As we go to the break, we'll go back to the Clipsal 500, which was one of the greatest races of 2012. And on the other side, we'll hook up with the gang on the red carpet. Stay with us.
Now, Jamie Whincup's dad, David, passed away last week. And we're underway for 2012.
There's one in the fence, hard in the air, turn 8. Change for the leaders, Lowndes goes down the inside. Oh, there's Lowndes.
Oh, into the fence at turn 8.
Got to stop him, and it'll be a quick splash and off he'll go.
It's a maximum attack here from Whincup.
And Whincup will get it. The gamble didn't pay off for Ford Performance Racing. And another great jump from Garth Tander.
Yeah, but he's gone. There's something wrong with Jamie's car there.
And we have a new race leader. Mark Winterbottom joins in the hunt. Off the wheel. Breakthrough win for Will Davison. So Winterbottom to start on pole. Davison clearly shoots ahead. Oh, this is so dangerous.
That is wild. That's 260 kilometres an hour. That's a big moment for Tim Slade.
Oh, he's going to load him.
Yeah, boys.
Davison got a fly yesterday, but Lowndes wants to argue the point. So that would be Jamie Whincup at turn 4.
And that's going to end in tears. That's what it is. Look at that. Was caused by Will Davison moving over. Change of the lead. Unbelievable. Side by side. It finally gets it going.
The Kiwi has to lock it up. There's contact.
Jamie Whincup stalled it. He's down the dirty side, but he's got it done.
David Reynolds coming in the front right's gone on that. Whincup's going to go on with it. But now Whincup fights back. Ford Performance Racing are really hot right now. And we are underway for the final fling at Hamilton.
Big move. He's brought on Frosty up the inside.
What a way to say goodbye to Hamilton. Mark Winterbottom wins an absolute classic.
The Tassie Challenge and the final ITM 400 on the streets of Hamilton. Ford Performance Racing had the upper hand there. By the way, those guys have announced they'll have Pepsi Max on the cars next year. It'll be the battle of the soft drink brands. On the subject of New Zealand, also a change of venue for 2013. So let's have a look at the calendar. And our test and launch day will come up at Sydney Motorsport Park in mid-Feb. Then the series kicks off at the Clipsal 500 at the end of that month. Tassie and Auckland, Pukekohe, as I said a moment ago, back-to-back in April. We're off to Texas in May. Winton has been moved to August. We're with Formula One again in November, and the series will wind up again at Sydney Olympic Park at the end of the season. Well, our industry gets all bright and shiny the night after the Sydney Telstra 500. Everyone jumps onto the red carpet, and to greet them, we sent Rihanna Crean.
Now, Becky, how long did it take Fabian to get ready this afternoon?
Actually, you'd be surprised. I was ready before him, so I was quite excited by that.
To be honest, that doesn't surprise me at all.
No, it doesn't. He always looks good, though, so I don't mind.
Now, how would you rate your season 2012?
Look, probably the last 3 or 4 rounds was okay for us, but certainly the first half of the year was pretty bad. So looking forward to a nice break and coming out bigger and better next year.
But there's a lot more to look forward to over Christmas with Jet and Lacey around, and being able to spend some time with them and taking Jet go-karting, etc. So I can't wait.
Now, $20,000, what are you going to spend it on?
Probably going to go straight into that massive mortgage I've got, and maybe a new barbecue, and maybe just a few beers and some good party celebrations and some great presents for my family and loved ones. And listen, I'm going to blow it. I'm going to blow it all, and I'm going to have a great holiday.
Frosty, it's always good when you've got a designated driver, isn't it?
Yeah, that's some of my doing 7 months ago.
Really?
Yeah, that's...
Let's hope so.
A lot of my doing, actually. But no, it's good. We enjoy the night. Obviously, it's a night for everyone, so it'll be a good night.
No, I said to a few people on the weekend, for the last 14 years of my career, I used to walk into racetracks and people used to sledge me. Now they want to come up and shake my hand. They probably sledge me when I walk away,
Yeah, definitely.
but they'll shake my hand and have a smile at me. So no, it's been good so far.
Now, you come as a pair. You're a bit like earrings. You can't be separated. Dave Reynolds, is this your date that you brought this evening?
I brought someone else, but I brought my husband and my wife.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm here with the Enforcess. This is the real enforcer is right here. She's the home enforcer, okay? So I'm only on the track.
Yeah, it's been a tops here in green. I've loved it.
Why do you keep looking at him?
Because, I don't know, there's something about him. Jesus, Dave, come on, man, we're on TV here.
Russell's been a joy in the house, no pressure, no stress. We've had the best year. I can't wait for the next year.
Hang on, I'll get the script out. What a load of drool that just was.
I'm pretty happy with the year. Fifth, to me is a great result, and it's awesome. I've had the same bunch of guys work with me since I first went to SBR, so to give them that result and finish it off as well as we did at Homebush was fantastic.
It has been the most fantastic ride of my life. I have made so many wonderful friends up and down the pit lane, and it's just been an absolute labour of love.
The last word there from Tony Cochrane. Well, back in September, our then chairman surprised us all by announcing that he was stepping down from the role. As I said before, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, and for once, Tony Cochrane was lost for words.
This championship, the people in it, it's just an amazing sport. I see nothing but an absolutely awesome future for it. It has been my greatest pleasure and thrill in helping build and unite the V8 Supercar family. I use the word family very, very carefully there. You are indeed an amazing family. It has been a labour of love for me, but to all of that family, to each and every one of you and the others that aren't here tonight, I say thank you for your support and your friendship over such a long journey from the bottom of my heart. It's been very special. I want to take this opportunity to wish the board, the teams and every member of the V8 Supercar family an exciting and highly rewarding future. Don't worry, I'll be a punter sitting up on the hill or watching on TV, and I wish you nothing but the very best. Have a very safe and happy Christmas. Get some time with your families, and thank you so much for entrusting the last 17 years in my care. I appreciate it.
It's been an extraordinary contribution from Tony Cochrane, and we're all very thankful. A rare moment of emotion. OK, time to take another break on Extra. On the other side, we'll have a chat with Jamie Whincup as he reflects on his championship, and we'll go to the break with a couple of the wildest events of 2012 from Western Australia and Phillip Island.
A brand new era here at Barbagallo Raceway. Oh, he's gone, and Davison's in there as well. FPR do it again. The first of 2 races this afternoon.
He is down there.
This could be a championship year for Will Davison.
The wrong car was grabbed by the safety car. 2.4 kilometres to run, and Davison's got the lead into one. This is an extraordinary drive for Will Davison. You're a legend.
That's as good as it gets. It's one of the most spectacular circuits, and now they let fly.
And Garth escorts him into the grass.
They can't get the fuel in.
They touched. They just touched then. They're changing positions here.
Oh, he's gone! High speed. Oh, that's amazing. Now Davison gets a big clip.
Now he's going to get hit. He's going to get hit.
Oh! That's nasty.
2 series leaders out of the race, gone.
Mark Winterbottom's the last man standing.
Watch the start, and it stopped cold.
So Reynolds leads Davison. Will Davison takes a big dive down at turn 1.
But he's holding him up, mate, because have a look at this.
Craig Lowndes threw everything at him in those dying laps. But yet again, Will Davison has shown that he can hold off the very best. We get underway at Hidden Valley.
Great job, Dave Reynolds, into the first corner first. That's Lowndes as Russell fires into Caruso. Big dive, Winterbottom gives him some room and he gets it done. Down the inside of the final corner, great pass.
Jamie Whincup back on the winners list. Caruso stalled it.
Well done, everybody, well done to miss him. Winterbottom's gone up to the top of this little bump and grind going on here. But here comes Lowndes, though, with brand new tyres on that car. Oh, and down the inside he goes.
83rd of his career and the first of 2012 for Craig Lowndes. He's a big one for Shane Van Gisbergen.
Lowndes is going to be affected because he's going to have to stack. He's 20th.
Oh, gee, that was big. 0.8 seconds. The best way to keep the championship lead is to win races. David Reynolds, for the first time in his career, starts from pole position.
Called that was being cheeky. Whoa. Yeah, it's hit the pit limiter. Yeah, it's limited itself to 40 Ks.
Neck and neck, Whincup gets it back. Our championship leader stays out in front and becomes the first man to clean sweep a Townsville weekend.
We love the trip up north in winter. The Sky City Triple Crown in Darwin, and then the Sucrage in Townsville 400 Townsville. And what a great battle between Whincup and Lowndes in Townsville. On the subject of Jamie, I sat down with him in Sydney to talk about this year's championship. Jamie, we started the year on V8 Extra with you and your mate Will getting together and having a chat. Turns out that you had an enormous arm wrestle for the majority of the championship, which is quite ironic.
Yeah, it was on from race 1. We had that cracker battle at Clipsal where I lunged him with a lap to go. He went on to win the event, but yeah, it's been and then we had that big crash at Phillip Island as well, which is crazy stuff. So it's been a dogfight. Unfortunately, Davis had a little bit of trouble at the back half of the year, but no doubt we'll see him strong again next year for sure.
And Whincup will get it.
Bring it home, mate. Unlucky, buddy. All the message. Bring it home.
They can't believe it.
You mentioned Adelaide. That was fantastic. In fact, there's a whole series of real big peaks when you look through the course of the year, but clearly Adelaide was special for you.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best races I've ever been involved in. That's if I was to pick a highlight of the year, everyone will think I've got rocks in my head, not saying Bathurst, but it really was that race 1 at Adelaide. That was crazy stuff. We obviously pitted a third time, good tyres, and we're coming through nice and hard. So, as I say, that's not just a highlight for this year. That's a big highlight for my whole career.
Then in Western Australia, we saw some emotion. Dutto, Mark Dutton, your engineer, cracked in turn 7. There was a bit of pressure on when you were literally battling for the win.
Yeah, and we've got to be honest with ourselves. We cracked a little bit there. We were under some serious pressure. The other guys put some massive pressure on us, and we cracked a bit.
Winterbottom's going to get up the inside, and I reckon Will might hang on here.
Get them or have them off, both of them.
Get them or have them off was the call. This is an extraordinary drive for Will Davison. You're a legend. Well done.
You know, my driving started to fall apart slightly. Dutto showed a bit of emotion, but that could have went either way. Could have went south pretty hard, or we could have stepped up and picked up the back half of the year, and we did the second.
Down here on the inside of turn 2, and Lowndes will get the lead of the race, but Whincup will go for the crisscross. Neck and neck, Whincup gets it back.
That round that came off of Darwin, where Craig had great late race pace, and I let him through, and I got criticised pretty heavily by everyone that I was pretty soft, you know. So I thought, all right, I'll turn that around at Townsville. Once again, didn't quite have the quickest car, but it was an arm wrestle, and yeah, it was. I felt pretty good that day.
6 hours and 15 minutes of racing. Absolutely nothing left in the tank.
I've been really lucky to actually team up with mates over the years. Of course, Lounsey, of course, I've had Alex Davison, Jason Richards, Andrew Thompson was so close with Tomo the year before. But and now this year I've had a good mate I grew up with, PD. Yeah, to stand on that car, to see his emotion. Of course I wanted to win the race, but I really wanted it for PD, for with everything that he's been through and the whole lot. So it was a huge day.
Now comes the party celebration, Dumbrell and Whincup.
And then the weird one was Winton, pit lane drive-through penalty with the wheel spin. It buried you in the pack. I thought there was no chance you'd get on the podium, but you did. You proved me wrong and everybody else along the way. Well done.
You're right. I made an error. I just dropped the clutch a little bit too keen. I thought no one was looking. I was kidding myself. Of course, there's going to be 4 cameras around. Got caught, but then, yeah, the car was phenomenal. I pushed hard, and to get back on the podium from there was true credit to how good the cars are.
Third for Jamie Whincup and title number 4 to one of the modern-day greats.
Congratulations, Jamie. It's been fantastic to watch your championship year. Enjoy it, savour it. Look forward to catching up with you again when we get to the Clipsal 500 2013.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jamie. Now equalling the record set by Moffat, Richards and Jane, and still just 29 years of age. We'll take a break on V8 Extra. On the other side, Erebus and AMG are joining the series next year. Larko with more on that. And we'll go to the break with Queensland Raceway and the Lowndes Fest, and then to Sydney Motorsport Park, Eastern Creek, where Jonathan Webb put in an impressive performance.
Go! Oh, Lowndes, great start and a bad start for Whincup. What happened there? Turn left? Oh, no, he's giving him a hit. Well done, Craig Lowndes, winner, race number 16. Big trouble off the final corner. They've had to use the firebomb. There's Van Gisbergen down the inside of his teammate. Another coat of paint they would have rubbed. Ooh, close. 5 wins in a row at Queensland Raceway. Well done.
Thanks, guys. Now, JJ, you need these tyres.
After 4 long years, it's welcome back to the West, V8s.
Oh, that was awkward. And look at Webb. Soft tyre working a treat for him. He's opened up a margin. Gee whiz, that's real bad news for those tyres. Here, that laminated. That's the tyre delaminating.
And Whincup, this has finally gone on him. Now here he comes. Winterbottom second.
Gunfire. And he gets it done. Good pass.
Right now, we've got a 1-point championship ball game. Jamie Whincup claims victory at Sydney Motorsport Park.
Go on, fellas.
There's such a wonderful tradition, the Sandown 500, first held in 1964 as a 6-hour touring car race. Nick Percat behind, got a really early jump. He might have jumped the start.
Big brake lock up.
Oh, Tim Blanchard.
Oh!
Lock up, spin, turn. Davison versus Dumbrell.
Come aboard, Johnny. Bang. And there goes a pass down the inside for Paul Dumbrell. Oh, that's close. Got him. A lot of damage now.
Van Gisbergen and Tander rubbing paint.
And he's through. Lowndes is by. So that's the mistake. That's a turn 2 to turn 3. Lowndes around the outside and turns it in front of him. Very lucky not to get hit. This is a chance. And down there they've hit. They've run into each other. He's pushed Whincup off.
It will be Lowndes' 100th career podium, his 8th 500 victory. This time of the year is Lowndes' time. Enduro time.
Sandown was a great show this year, and the sprint races on Saturday were just crazy. Well, our tech rules have come to a close in V8 supercars as we know them. It's been a heck of a ride since September 1992. We've come a long way since then. Aaron Noonan has a look at some of the cars that have impressed us over the last 2 decades.
Well, with the end of the Sydney Telstra 500 and the close of the 2012 V8 Supercars Championship, that brings to an end the current era of technical regulations for the category. There's been 20 years of these cars. Next year here in pit lane, rain, these cars disappear. Some of them to the Dunlop Series, some of them to be restored as museum pieces, and some of them are still on the market looking for a new home. In terms of successful cars, though, Jamie Whincup has got the best. With 2 consecutive titles and 28 race wins, including a Bathurst, his #1 Commodore has won more races in the history of the championship than any other machine. The car he claimed a record from is another 2-time title winner, Marcus Ambrose's Pertec Falcon, now second in the top 10 list of winning cars from the V8 era. Mark Scaife's Golden Child HRT Commodore is third, the very car that helped him take back-to-back titles and Bathurst wins in 2001 and 2, as well as the 03 Clipsal Crown. The 4th place car did its winning in both factory Holden Red and Kmart White. Jason Bright claimed the 01 Clipsal 500 in it, and later that season Greg Murphy won the first Pukekohe round with the same chassis. Murphy's famous Lap of the Gods car sits 5th on the list. Its original history as a HRT car, seemingly all but forgotten due to the Kiwis' record lap. Garth Tander's 2007 title-winning Toll Commodore is tied with Murph's Magic Rocket and claimed all of its 15 race wins in the one season. Craig Lowndes' 96 HRT Commodore is next, the car in which he burst onto the scene at Eastern Creek that season. In the hands of Greg Murphy, it kept Perform rolling in 1997, but nothing like the rolling Fabian Coulthard gave to Walkinshaw's chassis 007 at Bathurst in 2010. Before he did that to the car, it claimed plenty of success in the hands of Garth Tander and HRT. Rounding out the top 10, 2 of Triple H's Bathurst winners. Chassis 10 claimed the emotional 2006 win that began a three-peat by Lowndes and Whincup. Meanwhile, Chassis 14 bookended their mountain success in 2008 and took Whincup his maiden title the same year.
Let the party begin for Jamie Whincup because he's the champion.
One chapter closes, another opens next year in the V8 Supercars Championship. Nissan and AMG will join in, and Erebus Motorsport, Stone Brothers and AMG are all getting together. To find out more about the people in the project, we sent Mark Larkham on this mission.
So behind this security door is one of the biggest projects ever undertaken by a V8 Supercar team. AMG, Erebus Motorsport V8 and SBR all combining to turn what was going to be a Falcon program into an E-Class Mercedes-Benz race car project, all to be ready in just 8 weeks from now.
I've been in the sport for 12 years with Peter Hackett, and we've gone right through the system, and it was a natural progression.
Yeah, well, it's a new model that gets released at the Detroit Motor Show on the 10th of January, so that's why there's a fair bit of security here, because this sort of thing's never really been done before.
I don't think I could have looked at another brand. I'm a loyal AMG Mercedes customer, I always have been, always will be, and it's a brand that I feel safe with.
We're building 3 brand new E-Classes side by side, and the 3 of them will be painted and assembly going on before Christmas.
We've already gone on record to say that they've had a huge part in the evolution of V8 Supercars. They're obviously on the improve now. They've got 3 championship titles. They're family-owned business right now. We obviously want to add something very corporate to their environment and take them to the next level, compete with the superpowers that currently exist.
The engines come complete in a travel box, air freighted out. We put them in the car, run them. They will get some servicing done here, but the bulk of the servicing, they'll be sent back to Germany.
Drivers from all over the world are looking at this seat, and we have to be very careful who we put in.
We'll stay on the topic on the other side of the break. We'll catch up with Jim and Ross Stone and find out about their plans. And we'll go to the break with one of the best ever, the 2012 Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000.
50 years in the making. And here at Mount Panorama, the legend now continues. Will Davison gets a good start. Also, Van Gisbergen moves up a spot.
That looks awful, doesn't it? Problem here for the #2 car with Percat at the wheel. So it's gone in hard. And that's the McIntyre runoff down the escape road.
This is car 6, wheels spinning.
Oh, a bit of a moment there.
He's got hit. This is going to hurt and hurt badly. Car 14, David Bernard behind the wheel.
That is a very, very fast corner. There's a trouble back in the cutting with one of the FPR cars has been turned around there. That really gives you an indication of the rise and fall here.
3 abreast, heading towards turn 2.
This is a drama for Team BOC. Big, wide working area on the apron.
Same spot as the sister car went in earlier. A 207,205 people have attended this race. Big damage, had no break coming through the chase.
This is wild. This is wild, and he gets it done. Well done.
On the inside, Lowndes will take the position, but can he hold it?
It's an unbelievable fight to the death here between these two. There's nothing in it. Oh, big slide.
Today, Jamie Whincup joins the greats. He gets his fourth. Paul Dumbrell gets his first. And David Reynolds on the podium, a whisker away from victory in a classic 2012. Hinchcliffe got a pretty good start, but now he's stopped dead. He's stopped dead, and he's been run into straight up the back. There's more coming. Oh, my goodness. But thankfully they... Oh, another one. Another one.
And then
and into the tyres. Jamie Whincup gets his 60th race win.
And no, Cox. And there's a wheel off that car.
Will Davison, for the first time in so many months, fights back to claim victory.
Lights out and away. And here comes Jamie in a rotation and around. She's got a great exit. He's up on the outside. Great performance for Jamie Whincup. But this time it's a cleaner encounter. And he's inching closer to the 2012 title. He's going to grab Davison once again, and they make contact. This could be ugly. Oh, it is ugly.
He's been through this before in his career.
There is a serious amount of fire going there. And that's 100 race wins for the VE Holden Commodore.
Well, Jamie certainly poured the pressure on the Gold Coast, and in combination with Sebastian, those guys got the job done. And then Abu Dhabi, 3 starts, 3 wins. It doesn't get any better than that. Well, the Sydney Telstra 500 represented the end of an era for Stone Brothers Racing. Mark Larkham's quite close to both Ross and Jim. So this week we sent him down to the Gold Coast to find out about their amazing careers and what comes next.
Jimmy and Ross, welcome to V8 Extra. I think it would be remiss of us to let this year go past without acknowledging your contribution to the sport and what you've done in it, and go through some of the highlights of it. So, big changes afoot. Firstly, let's understand what's happening, Ross. It's from your point of view, what are the changes to SBR? Does it still exist?
Yeah, it'll always exist, but it'll be a little bit more in the background as Erebus Motorsport take over the running and the bits and pieces. I'll still be involved in V8 Supercar racing and the championship, and while Jimmy will support Matt Stone Racing, his son, and I wouldn't be surprised if he owns a car himself in the DBS, but that's got to be sorted out.
When I was 9, we did a what do you want to be when you grow up, and I wanted to work for Bruce McLaren. We started hill climbs, grass tracks. I went to England when I was 22, Formula 3, Formula 1, Can-Am, and then back to New Zealand to build cars for Ross and I to race.
I started working for Jimmy after I came out of my apprenticeship, and he never paid me, so I ended up owning a Formula Ford, which I was happy about. And then so we raced that, and then we built another Formula Ford, and then Jimmy and I built a Formula Atlantic or Pacific car, and I was really lucky and won the Gold Star Series that year with Jimmy and I were travelling around in a transit van. So, and then we both went to America for a year or so, and then came back to New Zealand and done a bit more racing, if you like, and then ended up here in Australia.
So Stone Brothers Racing, as we know it, started in '97. So tell us about that big gap between New Zealand and international and that point.
Yeah, well, I came over here with a Kiwi guy, Graham Crosby, you know, an ex-motorcycle guy and a natural in a car, as well as bikes. And that was 1986. And then the next year I ran some Nissans for Nissan New Zealand. And then Jimmy joined me after that in '88 with Andrew Medecchi's team.
So for me, when you blokes really popped your heads up was those early years of DJR. Just tell us about that.
Yeah, well, that was 92, and Jimmy joined us halfway through the year. He effectively done the engineering on the new Falcon, and I carried on with the Sierras, and the next year we rolled on and we stayed at DJR, and it was great to work with Dick. You know, he was fabulous. He basically throws you the keys, and we're away, and we had John Bow there. And
yes, it must have been fond memories for you, Jimmy. I remember those cars were fast, they were competitive, put plenty of results, plenty of trophies in the cabinet during that period.
Yeah, it was great. John Bow and I worked together for that period and I really enjoyed it. Dick gave us a fantastic opportunity, but when the opportunity came for us to do our own thing, we grabbed it.
This is their first Bathurst win, and Stephen Richards and Jason Wright win the FAI 1000 Classic.
Oh, I guess the Bathurst win in '98 was very special.
Yep.
The start of the Ambrose era in 2002 was very special.
Back in Sandown in '97, I think it was, Tony Cochran called the group together and just being part of it and being on that wave and just, you know, it's such an exciting period. It'll be a different era from here on in with the car of the future, but that was a fantastic time to be involved in it all.
Well, can I say quite sincerely, on behalf of the V8 Supercar family or the motorsport family, thank you very much both for your contribution to the sport, because to me you guys personify everything that our game is about, and I mean that very sincerely.
Yeah, thanks, Larko. I think we're really lucky. We're still doing something that is our passion, you know, and it turned into our business and then the team, and just to ride it out like that has been great.
Ross and Jimmy, real legends of the V8 Supercar paddock. We wish them well. We're going to take another break on V8 Extra. On the other side, we've got some great memories from 2012. And off to the break with Winton, where Jamie Whincup's comeback drive was amazing. And we were surprised by the announcement from Shane Van Gisbergen. Stay with us.
Got bogged down a little bit. Oh, Bright gets it wide.
Actually flicked him.
Whincup edges closer. Yeah, I reckon Holdsworth got him. Dragged down to turn one. That was such high risk.
Will runs wide, drops the spot.
We have a drive through, spinning the wheels to stop.
Craig Lowndes is really on the move. Victory for Lowndes. Third for Jamie Whincup and title number 4 to one of the modern day greats.
It's the roar of the engines as they're counting down. It's the smell of the rubber, it's a V8 sound. It's a power.
You've got to applaud this man.
It's a passion.
Oh, here we go, there's some bumping.
Risky move.
In the corner, holding on to a slide. Giving it hell, getting hung out to dry. Well, it's hardcore.
This is high heart rate stuff.
It's what we're here for.
This man has delivered
It's
again.
a beautiful noise. It's a beautiful noise.
What about this? Fire and car 2.
The rumble of thunder, rolling down under this man machine.
1-2, FPR.
It's chasing the dream.
This is a
Beautiful noise, Lee Kernaghan, and that was our year in 3 minutes, thanks to Big Pond Sport. Sadly, before we go, it's exactly 1 year to the day since we lost a great friend and colleague in Jason Richards, and Jason will never be forgotten. Well, that's it for our coverage for 2012. 29 V8 Extras, 14 V8 Supercar events. So, on behalf of the entire team, Matt White, Mark Scaife, Mark Larkham, Mark Beretta, Aaron Noonan and Rihanna Crean, everybody at 7 Sport and V8 Supercars Australia, have a wonderful Christmas 2012, and we'll look forward to your company again next year. 2013 is going to be a big year for V8 Supercars. We'll leave you with the V8 Extra highlights of 2012. Bye for now. Hi everybody, welcome once again to V8 Extra. Great to have your company for a brand new season.
And there'll be at least 4 manufacturers there.
Don't mind them coming back in, but not real happy about the Kellys taking them on board.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing it since we were tiny little kids.
The pit paddock at the Clipsal 500.
7:30, walking into the track on Saturday morning.
Engine department. No, not the engine department, the engines. If you want it, run it on fuel. In fact, he used to work for me.
And talk about his wonderful report.
Hopefully it's a good day for us.
When something like that happens, we just got to try and salvage what we can.
I was a young hotshot, I was.
You haven't been in here since we've tarted it up.
I know, it looks very, very good, doesn't it?
Just hit the buttons and let's go. This is all I know. It's not a hobby.
But there's a cleverer system.
Yeah.
You are a little bit different from the rest of the field. I'm just still an ender, I guess.
This big dude like this is Ron Burgundy.
You know, what am I going to say after that? And just have a good look and see what Austin's all about.
We've seen him in an Indy car, we've seen him in Formula 1, we've seen him in V8 Supercar.
Oh, it's always going to be my fault, isn't it? It's hard to be perfect.
Dame Edna Everett.
Oh, get out of town! He's just destroyed the segment.
That's why I'm the boss.
A piece of metal and screwed into those two vertebrae. And
These cars are pretty unique.
I'm just trying to bring quality to racing driving.
First half of the season. This is a quarter exactly.
I'm grabbing bits and pieces out of the business at the moment.
Alan Moffat to Larry Perkins, Craig Lowndes, Mark Scaife, and we've also got Greg Murphy with us today as well.
I've got another hand gesture I'd like to show you, Scaife.
But you can camp here beside this bit of hallowed turf.
You can never determine when these things are absolutely right.
That's eye candy. And Scaife, unfortunately, we're out of time.
sorry, God.
So that's it from the V8 Extra team. Hope you've enjoyed V8 Extra. Bye for now.